Welcome back to the Blues Society of Northwest Florida's weekly podcast. I am Paul Stadden, your host, your long-delayed host. Sorry that this is a long time in coming, guys. I know it's been a little while since I've done one of these, but I got a really good one to come back with it here. Adam Karch, if you missed him at the last Blues Society of Northwest Florida Jams, don't worry. You're going to get another chance coming up this Monday. He's going to be playing with the Justin Headley Band, and I'm really thrilled to talk to this guy, really cool, unique guitarist. Adam Karch, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. You?
I'm doing fantastic now that I get to talk to you and have you on my podcast. I gotta say, blown away by the performance this past week. For those who didn't see him, Adam was shredding on an acoustic. Lefty, you're gonna see him doing the same thing this coming Monday. As kind of a guitar nerd, I always like to start off talking a little gear and technique and all that. How difficult was it for you starting out? I mean, you started at the age of 12 and you were playing by 14 at festivals and bars. How difficult was it for you being a lefty getting into this?
I started at 12, yeah, exactly, and it was pretty much off my brother's part when they used to have a band, and I used to go and see them play out in the barn when I was 12, 13, 14. So they're pretty much the ones who taught me how to play. And then from there, I just picked up playing guitar. And naturally, I picked up a guitar. And when I picked it up, I picked up a right-handed guitar, and it didn't feel right, even though I didn't know how to play.
Right.
So, I was only starting, you know. And then all of a sudden, my dad, I learned a few chords on the guitar upside down. And a week later, my dad went and bought me a left-handed guitar, and I learned so much faster in that next month.
Right.
And pretty much what I did from there was I learned a lot of old Stone stuff and a lot of a few Beatles stuff, The Who and stuff like that. And from that era of music, which was, I'd say, like mid-'70s, I kind of went backwards from there, and I realized where all that music came from Robert Johnson and
right.
House and Buck White, and even with the whole folk thing, I was starting listening to Doc Watson and stuff like that. So pretty much I learned from my brothers, and once I started playing a lot, they stopped playing and they say, "Hey, listen, man, you keep going," and we're just.
Well, that's awesome. Well, let me ask you this then. I know you started out in Montreal. Yeah. What brought you into the States? Was it just a matter of trying to find a wider audience, or was it just you just wanted to come into the U.S. to play more?
That's a good question, buddy. Yeah, that's a really, really good question. I toured a lot in Quebec for like maybe 15 years, and then I guess I just realized how much more there is to than just Quebec. So this is pretty much my first time having a real legit tour as far as playing concert for a week out here in Northwest Florida. So it's thanks to Mike Bounds that brought me down here. He works with the society, so he brought me down for about 7 shows. And I think it's pretty much a good hub because there's a bunch of blues societies around the state and stuff, but I never really knew how to get in contact with any of them. And Mike Bounds came to Quebec last year with a tour for Brian Lee, and I'll just tell you quick that I did a show replacing Brian Lee because he was sick. So
right.
So Mike Bounds was thankful for that. So we got to talking, and here we are a year later in Northwest Florida, and I'm pretty much it's a really nice venue, and it's only a start. So listen, I mean, this is a great hub for me, and hopefully from here it can get a lot bigger.
It's always a nice thing when somebody approaches you and says, "Hey, you need to do this thing you've never done before, and come on down to the U.S."
Yeah, it is, because usually, like, I used to try and contact so many people, and either they don't get back to you, or they don't think you're legit, or there's too much demand, because out here in the States, it's really, really stiff, the competition, and I realized that here in the last week, just by as far as I'll just give you an example, just from playing, like out in Quebec, we'll play at the show, we'll do like 2 sets of 45 minutes, but out here they're doing like 4 sets of 45 minutes. So,
right.
So in the last week, my chops have gotten so much better, so it's a whole new school, it's a whole new thing, and I really like it. It's a real new game, and just the whole blues thing, it could spill out to pretty much all over the States, so I'm hoping Pensacola can be a really, really good start for me. But so far, it's been nice. And, we did it with 5 steps.
Well, let's talk a little bit.
Really like it.
Sorry, go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool. Just saying that people really like it, and hopefully we can keep it going. You know?
Well, keeping it going, let's talk about your music that you've made, that you've recorded, because you got Crossroad Diaries. I know you've also got Cotton Fields coming out in June. Let's talk a little about your musical journey here. Tell me about the first album, Crossroad Diaries. Is that just, I mean, tell me about the genesis of that album.
Man, we're talking 2002, man. That's a long time ago. Anyways, and what I did was I was in a real writing mode back then, and I was about 21 years old, so I wrote a whole new album of all original stuff, kind of like a rock blues thing. I was thinking more of the Johnny Lang back then thing. And so that was the first album that we did, and, it was all original, and I was trying to become like this original artist, and we did that album. I toured that a little bit. And then after that, what happened was I realized that I think people should really start to listen to what I really like to do as far as covers go, because, people can really associate with an artist through covers, and especially if you're not known, it's kind of hard to get on the map. So I kind of went back to the board and recorded a lot of the songs that I played live throughout the years, so I did that, and I'm very unique, if I could say, as far as taking other people's songs and making them mine. So that's a really good part of me that got people to really understand what I'm about,
Yeah.
So I did that with Cotton Fields, which was kind of like a bunch of old slave songs that I did, and I did them a little bit more modern with the band, and I did all the finger picking thing and everything. So it's kind of a hybrid of old-fashioned songs, but done in today's type of market, So, and then I did a new album just quick last year called Blueprints, and that's really all acoustic. So I kind of got simpler as the years went by, and that's just solo guitar, which I did a couple of songs at the Blues Jam last Monday, and I'll be doing a lot more of the songs tomorrow at the Jam too. So
fantastic.
Just so you know, my man, 3 albums out for now, and hopefully more to come. And I learned a lot through each album, so it's just I'm learning so much, and especially out here in the States, it's really great.
Well, that's awesome. I love somebody who can go from different sounds and still remain themselves. Let me ask you about your gear. I know you were playing the acoustic this past week. I mean, do you prefer being an acoustic player to doing electric? I mean, do you find that you express yourself differently through an acoustic guitar than through an electric guitar?
Great question. I do, because I played acoustic for the last 8 years as a solo performer, and in the sense that I can just pretty much start a song, and when I'm ready to start singing, then I'll sing, So it's real like a canvas. There's no set list. There's no real intro. There's no 12 bars and I sing, I kind of got tired of that with the band, so I kind of let loose and started playing acoustic. So the blues I play is pretty much it's kind of like a canvas. There's no real structure to it. So that's what I liked about it, and I still like that. But having said that, I've been hooking up with a couple of guys here to play some shows in a trio, and I don't play electric full time all the time. I'm usually playing solo, but I've been playing electric in a trio format, and I've been realizing that I can say just as much on electric, seeing I'm playing with new guys and I'm in a new area,
Right.
So as far as creativity, I was really just acoustic for so long, and now just this past 2 weeks I've been playing electric, and it's like I'm kind of getting back into that now. So I could honestly say that just recently, it's been the two of them that's been more creative for me. I was so much acoustic, and now I'm playing electric. So hopefully it'll continue.
Yeah. Well, what kind of guitars do you play? I mean, to get a little bit gear nerdish here.
I used to play a Taylor acoustic, which was, I was kind of like a workhorse
Yeah.
guitar, but I just well, 6 years ago I discovered a company called Stonebridge Guitars, and this is a guy who makes guitars in Czech Republic, and it's pretty much copies of Martin's.
Oh, cool.
But the way he makes them, it's like it's all to spec, and it's all with really, really exotic woods and stuff. So I had a little OM, which is an orchestra model built for me, and they sponsored me, so I got it at a really, really good price. So
Cool.
I've been playing that little orchestra model for 6 years, and it's just kind of like a piano, It's just it's a canning. It's got so much tone, and I do a lot with the guitar. So I figured out how to really use it, and it's been really my workhorse for the last 6 months. 6 years. I'm not a guy who has a lot of guitars. I have about 4 only, but I use them all. So
Right.
I'm a guy that doesn't hang them on 2 walls. I'm a guy that has them in my lap, So, but I have 2 Stonebridge exactly that I play these days, and I bring those 2, and pretty much those are the 2 acoustics I'm using.
Yeah, hey, look, if it's all you need, it's all you need. You get all the tone palettes that you need.
Yeah, and as far as it's just pickups. I just have a mag mic in there. It's like a magnetic pickup, which for me works a lot more better than a piezo that's on the saddle,
Yeah.
and
I
it
love
just
that
has a lot
sound.
more tone. Because I finger pick, so I don't have a pick, and so I like that thump, and I need that type of volume.
Yeah, I mean, you and George Harrison with the old Gibson J160E, that a magnetic pickup and an acoustic sound that's so unique that you just don't really hear anymore because everyone goes piezo these days.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
And all right, one final question for you, and this is something I try to ask everybody I get them on here, and it's thoughts on the nature of the blues, because a lot of guys are very picky about what they consider to be real blues, whether it's Delta blues, Chicago electric blues, English electric blues from the 60s, and they always feel like maybe it should have stopped in a particular era. And then you get the other guys who say, no, it's okay that it mixes and kind of mongrelizes with all the other styles of music. Do you kind of find yourself in one camp or the other?
Absolutely not. No, I mean, I'm on that last point of yours. I mean, you get the people that, like you said, the Delta blues, and they do that style. And
right.
I'm a hybrid player. I never studied any type of blues specifically to play that specific type of blues.
Right.
I listen to T-Bone Walker. I listen to Albert King to get all those big bends that he did. I listen to Blind Blake for that type of ragtime finger picking stuff. I listen to Doc Watson. So there's a lot of Appalachian music in what I play, and there's a lot of the blues stuff too. Like I said, I'm a big T-Bone Walker fan. So I mean, you know what? I think the maturity of listening to all those guys just really opened up me as far as a blues player, because sometimes I'll play electric with a pick, and I'll do like T-Bone Walker stuff, and I'll do Albert King or Freddie King stuff, and then I'll play acoustic without a pick, and I'll finger pick, and I'll do Norman Blake. So I'm trying to be as open as I can as far as what I like to listen to, which is a lot of types of blues. So to answer your question, you know what? I'm very, very open. I listen to a lot of stuff, Peter Green stuff,
cool, yeah.
Lili King stuff. So, and it's funny because having done that, if I'm playing a show and I'm playing a solo, I'll think of somebody that I used to listen to, and I'll start to play like licks like that, And so it's fun.
That you see, and that's the thing is that I like the idea of not getting stuck into one thing. You can vary yourself, and I think it's more entertaining for more people.
Well, it just shows how if you're open or not, and I don't mind guys that sit down and open G and do like the Delta stuff, because a lot of them do it so well.
Sure.
But so what I do is like I entertain 4 or 5 days a week, and you can't just do one niche and entertain all over the place, So
right.
I'm not afraid to be open and even play non-blues stuff, because I'm not a primarily a blues player. I am, but I'm a very hybrid player. So like I said, I'll play bluegrass, I'll play a lot of finger picking stuff. But then again, it all goes back to the blues. All of the roots that I play are blues, but I'm not afraid to branch out and show exactly what I'm about.
It all goes back to the blues. Adam Karch, make sure you look him up on Reverb Nation. Make sure you look him up on Facebook. Last name spelled Karch. You can hear some of his songs on his Facebook page, Staying Alive, Walking Blues, Cotton Fields. You got a lot of really awesome stuff, and make sure you come by Blues Society of Northwest Florida Weekly Jams, Lili Marlene's at Seville Quarter, starting at 7 o'clock Monday night. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great time. And thank you for joining me, Adam. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it, buddy.